Learning more about how investigators solved a Maryland murder from 2006. A driver found the body of 24-year-old Dusty Schuck on the side of a road back in that same time year.
Yeah, Maryland State Police have now charged a man who they say killed her. They believe he may be behind more crimes like this one. Michaela Newton covers Frederick County for us and has the story.
24-year-old Dusty Schuck's body was found on the shoulder of eastbound I-70 east of Newmarket, Maryland in May of 2006. Maryland State Police say they now believe this is the man who killed her, 64-year-old Gary Artman.
We don't normally see bodies left on the shoulder of an interstate, and then we don't find this instance where there's hardly any evidence left at the scene. I mean, this was a 2006 murder, and now we're 16 years later finally getting to a suspect who may have been responsible for the murder of this young lady.
Investigators believe Artman was a truck driver and says he's connected to another cold case dating back to 1996 where a Michigan woman was murdered.
It wasn't until years later where a DNA profile came up matching the DNA profile that was from both a 1996 Michigan cold case and this 2006 cold case.
Dusty Schuck's body was found without shoes or identification. Investigators say the only clues to identify her were 2 dragon tattoos on her back with the words Gypsy Rose written underneath them. They say they went to local tattoo shops to see if they can find more information.
There was very limited amounts of evidence left at the scene after our crime scene techs were able to process it. Therefore, they were looking at witnesses. They were looking to find surveillance cameras. Of course, there weren't any in that area. They were scouring truck stops, tattoo parlors, looking for any kind of information to lead investigators to a suspect in this case.
Russo says they aren't sure how long it will take for a court date for this murder. Artman is currently being held in the Kent County Correctional Facility in Grand Rapids, Michigan, for the 1996 cold case. Reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, Michaela Newton, DC News Now.